On today's episode of Let's Talk Drones, we are dialing back that turd of a video that I put out this morning. There, I said it. It was bad, and I apologize for it. I just started a new project at work doing gas pipeline inspections with drones, and it's taking up a lot more of my time than I thought it would, so I went for an SEO grab, and it fell flat on its face, as it deserved to. And since we got rained out today, I've got some time to actually put some thought into this video. And instead of doing a review, we're going to compare the specs of the DJI AIR 3, which just dropped this morning, with the specs that we saw in the leaks leading up to the release. So without further ado, let's talk drones. What's up? It's Chris, the Drone Geek, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Drones. Let's Talk Drones is brought to you by The Droning Company, the #1 online resource for commercial remote pilots based in the United States. Make sure you check them out online at thedroningcompany.com. Yeah, this morning's video was just plain old terrible. In fact, it was so bad and I was so embarrassed by it after watching it back on YouTube that I just deleted it. I thought it was horrible, and I'm sorry for wasting your time if you decided to sit down and watch that. I am still going to include the links to actual reviews of the DJI AIR 3 down in the description below. I've got one from 51 Drones, I've got one from Billy Kyle, and I've got one from Original Dobo. All three of those guys got access to the AIR 3 early, so they were able to put together some really thoughtful reviews on the AIR 3. I've watched all three of them, loved all three videos, absolutely fantastic work as per usual. Because I don't get access to DJI products ahead of time yet, I'm just gonna have to settle with the next best thing, which is doing a review maybe a week down the road. I did order the AIR 3. The intention is to review the AIR 3 and then do something with it. I don't know what I'm gonna do, whether I'll sell it, give it away, who knows? So look for that review video to be posted within the next week or so. I am projected to get the AIR 3 on July 28th. Until then, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the specs that we've seen with the leaks leading up to the release of the DJI AIR 3 and the actual specs now that it's out and available for public purchase. What we'll be doing is going down through the specs that were leaked and comparing them against the specs of the DJI AIR 3 and seeing which ones were right and which ones were wrong. So let's go ahead and just start things easy. Let's talk about the things we got right with the leaks on the DJI AIR 3. It turns out the sensor size was correct. We have two 1/1.3-inch sensors. One is a wide-angle lens. The other one is a telephoto camera up to 3x zoom capability. That was one part that we did get wrong, was the zoom capability. I think we projected it at 7x zoom. It is a 3x zoom telephoto camera. The resolution is 48 megapixels. The aperture for the wide-angle camera is f1.7, and the aperture for the telephoto camera is f2.8. Both of those apertures are fixed. The maximum video resolution is 4K. The flight time is 46 minutes. It does have omnidirectional obstacle avoidance. We did see an upgraded controller included with the AIR 3. The DJI RCN2 was included with this one. And with that new controller comes a new transmission system, the DJI OcuSync 4.0. They're referring to it as the O4 system now. And finally, one thing we speculated on but didn't have any concrete evidence for was portrait mode. It is capable of shooting in portrait mode. It shoots 9:16 via a 2.7K at 60 frames per second digital crop. Now, after looking at all of those specs that we got right, I gotta say, we expected this drone to be a pretty heavy hitter, and it is just that. If you watch some of those reviews that I've linked down in the description below, I'm also flashing them up in the corner here, you'll see just how powerful this little drone is. And it turns out we were onto something by inferencing that there was a possibility for portrait mode. We do have it with the AIR 3 via a digital crop. Now, enough stroking our own egos, let's talk about what we got wrong in those spec leaks. As teased earlier in the section where we talked about what we got right with those spec leaks, the telephoto camera does have a digital zoom, but it is up to 3x, not 7x as we originally predicted. We also got the frame rate wrong on the maximum video resolution. It does shoot 4K, we got that part right, but the actual maximum frame rate on the AIR 3 is 100 frames per second, not 60 frames per second, which is a good thing to get wrong because we actually get more flexibility out of the speed ramping on our footage. The maximum range was also an area where we didn't get things quite right. This might have been an error just on my part from reading the spec sheet and maybe missing a detail or reading something incorrectly, but the maximum range on the 04 system is 20 kilometers. That's roughly 12.4 miles. It's not 12 kilometers or 7.4 miles as we originally predicted. And finally, pricing was another area where we were just a little bit off. And actually, this is a good thing because turns out this thing's a little less expensive than we originally thought it would be. The DJI AIR 3 starts at $1,099 with a ceiling of $1,549 for the Pro combo. Again, that is slightly less expensive than we predicted originally. All in all, I'm impressed. The leaks were pretty accurate overall, and I gotta say, the places that we were wrong ended up being a good thing because it actually is more capable than we thought it was going to be for the most part. Like I said, I'll have my Air 3 within the next few days, which means you should get a video review on the Air 3 within a week or so. What do you think though? Now that you've seen the final specs for the DJI AIR 3 and it is available for purchase, are you gonna do it? Are you gonna drop the cash? Or are you gonna hold off and wait for the next big thing from DJI? Let me know down in the comments below. If you really like this video, hit the thumbs up icon. It helps me out a lot, helps get this video out into the algorithm to more viewers like yourself. If you really like this video, you love drone content made by drones, about drones, and for drone pilots, this is the channel for you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and while you're at it, hit that bell icon. You'll get a notification every time I post a new video. Until next time, I'm Chris the Drone Geek, and I am out of here. See ya!
Yo, what you say? Steady screaming, YOLO.